Hey, what's going on down here? Oh, are you looking at me? Are you looking at me? This is Bill McAfee, aka Deadpool. We're going to compare the 2017 to the 2018 stats. One thing I got to tell you, sometimes you're going to get a different look at things. Sometimes you're going to come from a little bit different perspective. Because what you think sometimes isn't really what it was. Or is it? Hey, Bill McAfee, aka Deadpool. We're still looking at stats. I just pulled myself back together. Here we go. We're going to look at the 2017, compare that to 2018. Again, I'm going to ask you to take a different way to look at things. Our active listings, when you look at those on a running average, we now have 8 straight months of just like me, Deadpool, coming up, baby. It's coming up. We have number of sales, which now over about 9 straight months on a running average have been coming down, which Deadpool never does that. Way too cool for that. Looking at this, we have our inventory number of months. We're at 1.3 months. What that means is normal would be 4 to 6 months. So at 1.3, we simply do not have enough inventory. We don't have enough homes to satisfy the demand. It's like when I go out in public, there's just not enough of me to go around. That's just how it is. Looking at the inventory on December of 2018, now every single price range, clear up and above $1 million, is back within historic numbers, which means what's happening now in every price range, we do not have enough to go around. That's almost enough to go around, but just not quite there. On our interest rates have been going, this in 1981 was 18%. I called that the finger, because if you had to borrow money during that year, you probably got the finger. Looking over here right now, they're actually tailing down a little bit. So something I'd like to say to you buyers, sometimes you maybe felt a little bit weak in this last upsurge in 17 and early 18. In fact, you might have put multiple offers on. You might have felt like your little arm just swaying around like that. But now you can do this a little bit because the market is coming back to more of a normal market. One of the things that I can tell you in my industry that I think it's critical to be prepared for anything. And Deadpool, I'm always ready for whatever comes. It just doesn't matter. I mean, you don't know what interest rates are going to do. You just, ooh, see, that could happen at any minute. That's what I'm saying. You just got to be ready for everything. So, you just push stuff like that out of the way. And then you just wait and see what's going to, something could happen. And like, oh, wow. I'll be honest with you, that one hurt. But you know what? As Deadpool, sometimes you just got to go with it. And so sometimes I'm going to just take like this. Oh, sir. Oh, that hurt. We got to keep going. So looking through this, the median sales price is probably going to start leveling to rolling back down. And the reason that is because supply and demand are going to start moving back together. Average sales price, again, is probably going to start to tail. So what you're going to be looking at is for you buyers out there, it's going to put you back in the market. Looking at our sales as a percentage of listings, we're actually coming, and you notice this is going down. Right here is normal. So again, we're going to go back to more of a normal market, not just an insane thing. On moving down on our sales price, about 29% of the sales are actually 250 or less. We got 71% of the sales are going above 250,000. What a market! So looking through here, 66% of the homes are selling in that 2 to 400 range. So if you're a seller in those ranges where it's really, you're going to be able to push your price, maybe not as much as you were in the past. Again, things change. You got to be ready for anything. So looking at this, our cash is about 14% of the market. Conventional loans were about 43. We had VA, which is 29. That's a flip. Usually VA runs about 33. The conventional runs down about 40. The market was so hot over the last couple of years, many sellers wanted the conventional loans because you could go above the appraisal and make it work. So looking through the end, some things you may not be aware of. Look at our average and median sales prices this year. Unlike Deadpool, they didn't fall apart, at least not like that. So you're looking at a 10.6 and a 10.8 average and median price increase comparing 17 to 18. Our sales were actually down 4.7%. And again, I don't think many of you really thought that was going to happen. Our number of listings actually came up 6.6%. Average days on market has stretched out. I do look for that to continue. It's not going to be as quite the insane market. You might be on the market 30, 60, 90 days now. You may get 5 offers in 9:30. But again, you just got to look. You got to change your point of view. Sellers, you're not going to be able to push quite as hard. Buyers, you're going to get back into the market. Interest rates, who knows what they're going to do. But the one thing I can tell you is you absolutely know what you're going to have to do. And so one thing I know is you never know what's going to happen. So this is what I can tell you is like, ah! So this is Deadpool. We just covered the 2017 and compared that to 2018. One thing I can tell you is when you last saw me, I stepped off stage, kind of got something I didn't expect, got my head knocked off. So the one thing I would tell you in this year, make sure you look at things from a different perspective. Also, I'd like to tell you, please consult a local real estate agent, whether you're a buyer or a seller. It's imperative that you understand how pricing works in a market like we're in. And the last thing I'm going to tell you is, for gosh sake, don't lose your head.